Okay guys, so it's the start of a new month and you know what that means. It's time for our stock portfolio update for the month of August. If you haven't seen these videos before, essentially I go over my current stock portfolio positions and then I also talk about some of the moves that I plan to make for the coming month. A quick apology as well because I always try to aim for 2 videos a week, but just the last couple of weeks I have been very busy. I've been doing some traveling. It was also my birthday this weekend, so I have been quite busy here and I've only uploaded 1 video last week. But on the bright side, at least you guys seem to really enjoy that last video. I always want to try push out content but make sure that it's quality content that I push out, so I probably could have made a video during the week but it wouldn't have been up to the standard that I would have liked. But anyway, we are back. I'll do my best to make 2 videos a week consistently, but just know if there ever is a week that I don't manage to do it, it's because I have a good excuse, hopefully. I also love doing these monthly portfolio updates for both my stock and cryptocurrency portfolio because it offers me a good chance to just kind of relax and talk normally to you guys, where I'm not just solely trying to push a point across or explain something in a video. It's more of just a casual kind of chat where I can walk through my portfolio and kind of tell you guys what's been going on. So if you guys do enjoy this series as well, we're going to aim for a like goal of 200 likes on this one. Quite a big like goal, but I'm sure you guys can do it. All you have to do is scroll down, hit that thumbs up button, and it really does help out the channel more than you even know. So I don't think I could do a stock portfolio update right now without mentioning Robinhood because it's one that I actually didn't end up covering on my channel. The reason for that was because I wanted to kind of stay away from it. With the Coinbase IPO, I didn't follow my own advice and I bought into that at the start and ended up losing about 20 or 30% of my money. Only a small amount, of course, I put into it. That's why diversification is obviously key. But again, I just thought IPOs, that what I've seen and track record of them, no matter what company they are really, it tends to just kind of peak at the top, then go down, and sometimes can continue to go down before coming back up. So for Robinhood, I thought it was just too much of a dodgy stock for me to get into, but let's just talk about it. I'll put it on screen here. You can see that in the last week that it's pretty much been out, was it the 29th of July? So I think even less than a week. It has been up 76.3%. And no, I had absolutely no position in Robinhood. As I said, I plan to stay away from it. I actually followed my own advice this time and it didn't work in my favor, so I guess you can never win. But anyway, absolutely crazy. We'll try to take a little bit more of an in-depth look here. You can see that when it started out, it came to the market at about, I believe it was $38. And then you can see that it had a bit of a steady decline. I think I looked at it at about $35 and I said, yep, this is kind of going how I thought it would. Kind of dropped a little bit further to 34, but then from there just started to move. It just started to push really hard, and then it even exploded from 46 to about $62 there, and then finishing up at about $70, a total gain of 76.3% in about 5 days. Absolute madness. Just that I would address it. If any of you guys got into this and experienced some of them gains, fair play to you guys. That's absolutely major moves. For me right now, I'm not buying into the stock. A lot of people can often say, look at them amazing gains, I'm going to jump in right now. And don't get me wrong, I could be wrong again and I could shoot another 76%. But for right now, I'm going to just hold off a bit. Maybe if it drops down a bit and I see a good entry price, I may enter. But for as of right now, I'm not going to be entering Robinhood at this price. Okay, so back to my first app here, which I'm showing my portfolio, and that is Trading 212. And on here, you can see that we're up quite nicely at 3.36k. Let's just take a quick look at kind of the past month, and you can see it's been quite a rocky road, I think. Kind of at the start of the month, we could say we were probably about 2.8k up, and then we kind of fell at one stage to about 1.7k, and then we're finishing up the month on 3.36k. So yeah, pretty happy overall with how the portfolio has kind of fared out, I guess you could say. Again, I'm investing for a couple of years down the line, so I'm not too worried about it being too much in the green right now. Obviously, it's always nice to see, much better than seeing it in the red, of course, but I'm not too worried about trying to cash in on them gains just now. Anyway, moving into our pies here, you can see that we still have our 3 pies here. You can see that one is up 2%, one is up 6.7%, and the other is up 17.5%. And that one is pretty much where I have most of my Tesla here. You can see that Tesla, I'm up 25% on my Tesla position, which is my biggest position. So very, very happy with that one. Continues to give me good confidence in it. Tesla turned over a net profit of over 1 billion last quarter there, so absolutely amazing stuff from them, and hopefully they continue to move in that direction. As well as in this pie, my kind of main pie, we have Disney performing well. It's been pretty much a consistent performer. Apple, I didn't even realize that's up 20%. That's actually really good. DraftKings and Palantir, hoping I would have seen some good gains in these by now, but as I said, I'm on that long-term investing, so I don't really mind. Just continuing to build out a small position in these, so they're down 8 and 11% respectively. NEO, a steady gainer at 5%. Airbnb 12%, that one's done well. And then I recently added SoFi Technologies, they are up 7.6%, so pretty happy with them as well. Now if we look at my balance here, you can see that my balance is 23,233, and you can see that my portfolio value is a little bit less than that, and that's just because I have some cash that I put in at the start of the month that I'm just waiting to invest into some of my pies here when I see a good opportunity. We'll have a quick look at our genetics fund. We'll see how this one is doing. Quick scroll through these holdings. We got a couple up about 5%, one down 3. We're up 15% on Pacific Biosciences. That's pretty good. 16% gain on Pfizer, and 111% on Moderna. I didn't even realize that. That is very good. But again, I only have small positions in these companies. As I said previously, this is just where I'm trying to build out a bit of a genetics kind of healthcare pie for the future, probably the next 3 years, where I think this will really start to pop off. But yeah, quite happy with that one so far. 6.7% gain. And then I have my additional growth fund, and this is basically where I kind of play around the most with my money. So I'm kind of pretty much, I wouldn't say consistently changing them, but the odd time I do change some of my holdings in here. And I currently have, I'm waiting to rebalance this pie. I'm taking out Corsair Gaming. This was a classic case of me adding a stock that I didn't really do much research into, and as a result of that, it's gone down 15%. And instead of me putting it into a stock that I had conviction in, where I could go ahead and feel comfortable adding more money, I've decided to just take this one out because I just don't know enough about the company. I know that they're into gaming and they make chips and all that kind of stuff, but again, I haven't done enough research into them to justify the confidence. So I think I'm going to add AMD back into this pie. But if there's any stocks that you guys are investing right now that you really like, let me know in the comment section below, and I'd be happy to take a look into some of them to add to this pie. Again, Jumia here is one that I looked at this morning, and pretty disappointed with the performance of that. Again, it's only a small amount that I have in it, but down 22%. I was hoping this one would take off a bit more. It's a bit of an exposure to Africa, but they haven't been doing as well as I would have hoped. So I'm not sure on that one. I think I might leave it in for another little while. Again, don't have too much exposure to it, but I was hoping it would do better than it has fared out. But again, you can't be right all the time. And then we've got a couple more in there, just performing pretty decently, I would say, overall. Again, we have Tesla in there at about 15-20% weighting there. So I really do love Tesla and trying to build out my position as much as I can there. Finally, let's take a quick look at the overall pie before we jump onto our other app here. And we can see that the allocation currently have 63% allocated to Tesla. My second biggest holding there is NEO at 7%. Then we have Palantir and DraftKings at about that 4 or 5%. And then we have Apple there as well. I didn't actually realize my DraftKings had gone up to that much. I probably would like more weighting in Apple than I would DraftKings. But yeah, maybe some rebalancing needed here in the next month. I would probably like to have a Tesla and then Apple coming in second there, and then probably Disney. So I think I may go and do a bit of rebalancing in order to make it look somewhat like that. So Tesla, Apple, Disney, and then maybe falling into NEO then as well. Quick note on this as well, I believe Trading212 are now accepting signups again, so if any of you are interested in that, I'll leave a link down in the description below where you guys can get yourself a free share. I have been getting quite a few comments saying that people don't have access to some different ETFs like the VUSA and some other different stocks there as well, and I have seen that. I'll just put this on screen here. It's a comment from Trading212 basically saying that some options are restricted for new customers and they don't have an exact timeline on when they will be available. Not too sure why that is. I think maybe just some capacity reasons, but anyway, let's jump into our next thing where I'll show you where I invest in my ETFs. So we're on the Buck Zero app right here. Again, you can get a free share on this if you're interested. Link will be down in the description below. But anyway, you can see here that this is where I do my ETF investing. I currently invest in the VUSA, which is the Vanguard S&P 500 fund. And you can see that I have 4 shares in this currently. I've only started building this portfolio out over the last month there, so just as a bit of a hedge against the rest of my investments, because the kind of index fund, you can't go too far wrong with them, but I am trying to beat these returns on my Trading212, but this is just a bit of a hedge, as I said. So yeah, as you can see here, I currently have 4 shares, €282 in value, and I'm up about see, can I get an all-time change here? 1.4% there total. So not a whole lot, but again, it's just a bit of a hedge, as I said, against if my other stocks start performing badly. So the plan for this one is just to kind of build this one out. I may also add the ETF here, which is the All World ETF. Let's see, can I find it? Yeah, this All World Dividend ETF. I may go ahead and add this one later down the line as well. But first, I'll start building out my position in the S&P 500. If you guys are interested in investing in the S&P 500 or other ETFs, make sure you check out this video where I talk about ETF tax if you're from Ireland, because it is quite different to other stocks, so it's definitely something you need to be aware of before you go ahead and jump into these kind of investments. So guys, that's going to cover it for the stock portfolio for the month of August. As I said, if there's any stocks you guys think I should be invested in, let me know in the comments below. I'll take a look at them and maybe even end up making a video on them. The like goal for this is 200 likes. I know it's a bit ambitious, but if you can help me get it, please go ahead and do so by just dropping a like on this. If you're new around here, make sure you do subscribe to the channel as well for lots more content like this. Would really appreciate it. Thanks for watching guys, and I'll catch you in another video.